Urgent assignment for you.
I ran across this video, this guy, Fabian4Liberty. Hey buddy, you're a lying piece of shit and you make YouTube videos every day in your mom's little bedroom. You put on a suit, which you think makes you look professional.
When I was a kid, I thought a crook wore a mask and robbed banks. Today, I realize that there are many crooks that wear blue suits, white shirts, red ties, and who are often respected members of their community.
Folks, people with real funds making real money don't make YouTube videos in their bedroom talking to broke moron kids on YouTube trying to get them to buy real estate programs.
Can you spot a con artist? Visit investedok.org to learn how.
The reason I came up with my real estate program about, teaching other people how to do it because it's easy. Quite frankly, you want to beat the globalist, become an entrepreneur. I'll get to that point later on.
Yeah. Beat the globalist, people. Right? Sound familiar? We can do it. Max Kaiser, right? Beat the globalists. Beat the bankers. Become an entrepreneur. I can teach you. What? How f***ing stupid do you have to be to fall for this con artist? Fabian4Liberty. Yeah, liberty. I'm for liberty. Are you for liberty? If you're for liberty, follow me. I can help you achieve liberty. I can help you beat the globalists by becoming an entrepreneur. I can show you how. Buy my program. I'm here to expose pieces of garbage like this con artist. And I get pissed off seeing these criminal exploiting the stupid public.
But I did an interview with Greg Hunter.
Yeah, Greg Hunter. This whiny twerp is a gold-pumping piece of garbage. This guy needs to in the ground as well, this Greg Hunter.
Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. I am Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. I am Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. I am Greg Hunter. Welcome to USA Watchdog. I am Greg Hunter. Welcome to USA Watchdog. I am Greg Hunter. Welcome to USA Watchdog. Welcome to USA Watchdog. Hello, I'm Greg Hunter. Thank you for joining us today on USA Watchdog. I am Greg Hunter. Welcome to USA Watchdog. The CEO of Euro Pacific.
By the way, buddy, if you had 2 dimes to rub together, surely by now you would get your speech impediment corrected. Because the worst thing, you want to be a public speaker, which is what you're trying to be on YouTube, is to have a speech impediment and to sound like the Martian from Bugs Bunny.
K9, I have an urgent assignment for you.
So I deal a lot with some pretty big...
I have an urgent assignment for you.
People that are doing real business, like he claims, people that are managing funds, they don't pitch to you real estate programs. There's no real estate secrets. That's a fucking lie. Anyone who publishes any material on real estate telling you their secrets is a con man, just like all precious metals dealers. They're con men. There's no fucking secrets in real estate. You buy low, you sell high. That's it. This guy is a compulsive, pathological liar, and I hope somebody hunts this down and just...
You see this face? Think about me coming to your house and beating the shit out of you. I'm gonna bring 10 guys with me, and we're gonna beat you senseless. Because that's what you deserve. you fear-mongering asshole.
It's all about credibility, people. Credibility. If you don't have the ability to assess someone's credibility, then you are done forever in every aspect of your life. You are done. You will be a perpetual, lifelong sucker.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fabian4Liberty, founder and president of the private investment firm, The Note House, and creator of the Resourceful Real Estate Academy. And in this video, I have a huge surprise for you and a set of unreleased, remarkable free training videos for you that will really teach you how I made over $1 million in the real estate industry with no money, no credit, and really very little risk, and show you the exact path for becoming a successful real estate investor entrepreneur from anywhere in the world while serving your local communities and the industry. So what's the big news? Well, when I started my company, The Note House, I was really dealing with financial uncertainty. The real estate market had crashed and it was a tough time in my life. Going on, I'm Fabian4Liberty, founder and president of The Note House and creator of the Resourceful Real Estate Academy. Here with another installment of the Note House newsletter. And in this installment, we're going to be covering really what I think is one of the most important, critical pieces of information any real estate investor should know in this particular market. And like I say many times, it's not just at the tactical level what a real estate investor does to find deals or to put together deals, to execute resourceful deals. It's also what's going on with the Federal Reserve, what's going on with the financial markets that influence what's happening in the asset class that is real estate. And so that, I think, is absolutely critical. And it's a point really that I didn't really touch on too much in my beginning years of investing. What's going on? It's Fabian. I wanted to put together a video. A lot of you have been emailing me, just messaging me about my real estate program. And I thought, whether or not you decide to invest in that program or not, I wanted to dispel 7 real estate investing myths that I think are important. And I think, they're important with any asset class, because really any asset class, any specialty, we've covered this now for a few weeks now. And if I'm talking about farming, if I'm talking about gold and silver, whatever it may be, there's always common myths, and most of those are created by the media, created by the general public that mostly are just, ill-informed about the subject matter. So, for me, my expertise is real estate investing. It's something that I'm passionate about. I love it. And so I thought this video would really serve you and that you'd enjoy it. And so let's just get started. So the 7 myths of real estate investing. Number 1, probably the biggest, is resources, or that you need money. Never felt so right about a subject matter as I do now, or a trend or a forecast, if you will. Many of you may have seen, if you haven't, I will actually add it as a video response to this video, my last micro documentary about the real estate market and how it's being pumped up in what is not just a pump and dump like you see with the stock, but a pump and dump of the US housing market, trillions of dollars that currently is in the pump stage. I want to review that again and talk about first in the context of the big money investors, big money, people that spot these trends and what they do, and how a lot of other investors, whether it's Jim Rogers, whether it's Doug Casey, where they look for these signals and know, okay, this is what's happening. Here's what I'm going to do now. And we're in the middle of one of the biggest ones right now. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I literally don't hear anyone. Fabian4Liberty, founder and president of the Note House LLC, and author of the coming book, The Resourceful Real Estate Investor. Here with another update that I wanted to share. A great story from the Chicago Tribune, actually a blog posting from the Chicago Tribune, that I think is important for every real estate investor out there. Especially, I know it's a concept here at the Note House we hold very, very dear, and that's that a good team is key to a good investment when it comes to real estate. I mean, really, that's a principle that I think you could use in any asset class investing. but specifically with real estate, I know it is of the utmost importance. When we talk about a good team, it's not just the different salespeople we have here at the Node House, the different analysts that we have that are key in.
Assignment for you.
It's all about credibility, people. Credibility. If you don't have the ability to assess someone's credibility, then you are done forever in every aspect of your life. You are done. You will be a perpetual, lifelong sucker.
Everything about the world of scam is about people working together against the customers without informing the customers that they're working together. The internet is sort of the dream platform for scammers. I'm Jason Jones, I guess, or the Salty Droid, which is like a way cooler name, so I guess I'll go with that. So the Salty Droid started as a sort of Twitter account, blog account. It's just supposed to be about jokes. Over the course of the first few weeks of it, I figured out that scammers don't like jokes. And it was clear to me really early on that there was a whole weird subculture, lots of brainwashing going on, very much like internet anime. The blog has gone from like sort of corny jokes into more like a much more important mission.
No.
Hey.
Those launch managers that I told you about.
Yeah.
The reason that
I think there's a chance to make real progress. And so.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Fabian4Liberty. You're listening to the Fabian4Liberty podcast. I'm also known as Fabian4Liberty, and if you're just joining me, you're listening to this program for the first time, you can check out Fabian4Liberty.com or FabianCalvo.me. Just a little warning, I am a rabid seeker of truth.
I want you to stop what you're doing for just a minute and imagine yourself standing on top of a mountain with nothing on your mind except peace, freedom, and financial security.
We know why we're in this business, right? We call ourselves internet marketers, information marketers. We know we're in the results business.
I'm going to share with you how you can get started right now today and have money deposited in your account by tomorrow. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme.
A short 18 months ago,
this isn't a business opportunity.
I found a way to live the life of my dreams.
There's nothing to buy.
Travel the world.
This is a legitimate work-from-home position.
And make more money than I'd ever made in my entire life.
Everything about.
We take this business of waking people up very seriously here at InfoWars. We take this business of waking people up very seriously here at InfoWars.
And it's time to begin telling the truth, because you're going to have to meet your maker soon.
Look at these eyes. I have never lied to you. Never. I never will. I'd rather die than lie to God's people.
It's time.
Hi, I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. Today's guest, a guy by the name of Fabian Calvo. He owns the NoteHouse.us. They sell $100 million in distressed debt and properties a year for the last couple of years. He also has Fabian4Liberty.com, a radio show. Hey, Fabian. Glad you could make it on USAWatchdog.com.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, let's talk about your business. I mean, $100 million in real estate-owned property and in debt. That's quite a business. You're on the front lines of the mortgage crisis that basically sunk the country in 2008. Everything getting cleaned up? Everything come along just fine? Or is the country still being ripped off?
Yeah, well, I mean, the country is definitely being ripped off, and it's nowhere near fine. In fact, I believe we haven't even scratched the surface of being at the bottom of the housing market. I have to say that on any given month.
Hello, I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. We have with us Fabian Calvo. Of course, he runs the NoteHouse.us. His company handles $100 million in distressed real estate. Fabian Calvo, thank you for joining us today on USAWatchdog.com.
Greg Hunter, thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been watching your latest round of videos, and I'm going to paraphrase, but you basically you're pointing out that there's only a couple of assets to own. They're the tangible gold, silver, diamonds, artwork, whatever, and real estate and farmland on the other. There's all tangible assets for what's coming. But what you're basically talking about here lately, and you haven't revealed this yet, is basically what you have figured out. Because you're on the front lines of the real estate market in a big way in a lot of markets across the country. Because you deal with distressed debt all across the country, so you pretty much have a handle in most of the big markets. And you're basically, your premise is what's going on is a pump and dump, and right now we're getting the pump. Explain that for us.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, let's talk about the rush into hard assets. I mean, not just gold, but real estate. I mean, in the last couple of years, in the last 2 years, there's been close to $5 billion of distressed real estate purchased. They're estimating in the next couple of years, it's going to be $8 to $10 billion more. And
Hi, I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. With us once again, my favorite real estate guy, Fabian Calvo. Fabian, thanks for joining us today on USA Watchdog.
It's a pleasure, Greg. Thanks for having me on.
Well, you handle $100 million worth of distressed debt a year at the notehouse.us. So, and not only do you see the stories on the front side of the news spectrum, but you're at the table with people buying 100 or 200 or 300 houses at a crack at sometimes. And I want to talk to you about this rise in real estate. And a friend of mine who trades, I said, I would never imagine that we would get to a point where, people were worried about a 2.5% 10-year yield, which is how mortgage rates are set. And he said, dude, it's not that we're at 2.5, it's how fast we got there. That we had a 30 or 40% rise in a very short amount of time. 2 months ago was, 70 or 80 basis points lower. Are you worried about the speed at which interest rates shot back up?
I'm not, because I believe that the Fed will just continue to ease. I mean, all this interest rates shot up because of rumors that basically Bernanke was going to taper. Well,
hello, I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. With us once again, a guy who has a company that handles $100 million in distressed property annually. It is Fabian Calvo. Fabian Calvo, thank you for joining us today on USAWatchdog.com.
Greg Hunter, thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Of course, you run the notehouse.us, and we're going to talk more than just about real estate, because a guy like you has to know about interest rates, war, the possibility of war. You have to understand about the economy, jobs, whether people have the incomes to buy houses. There's a lot out there to deal with, and I know you're sitting across the table from people who are buying 100, 200, 300 houses at a crack. And what are you hearing in the real estate market? Is this party going to keep going?
Yeah, I am actually hearing, as we've been doing these interviews now for maybe a year. Even before that, I put out a little micro documentary on my Fabian4Liberty YouTube channel about the housing market, talking about the pump and dump manipulation underway. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. Pretty much every hedge fund manager that I talk to, and I'm talking multi-billion-dollar hedge funds, that are telling me, in my forecasting as well, that.
Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. I'm Greg Hunter, and today we have with us a regular guy. He talked to us about real estate and the economy, because if you're trading large chunks of real estate, you really have to understand unemployment, the economy, and everything else. We have Fabian Calvo from the notehouse.us. Fabian Calvo, thank you for joining us today on USA Watchdog.
Greg Hunter, thanks for having me back.
Well, just before I start, I just want to give you just a little more addendum, because I was going to tell you something about you and my channel. I've had on Robert Shiller, from Case Shiller, the professor at Yale, who recently won a Nobel Prize in economics. He shared it with a couple other people. And I want to tell you that you do more video views than him, and he's very popular. So I appreciate it. I just want to tell you that you're in good company in the real estate and the economic realm when you're getting more views than Robert Shiller, who's a very popular guy, and I really like him. But I like you too. So yeah, here we go. I just want to get into to start with you trade $100 million in distressed property a year. You're sitting across the table from people buying 200 houses at a time who are basically handling billions of dollars. And recently we had some kind of negative news in real estate, housing starts and Hi, I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. With us once again, a guest we have on as a guy that's an expert on real estate but knows a lot about the economy. As a matter of fact, he wrote this book recently called The Global Economic Reset. He also sits atop of a company that does more than $100 million of distressed real estate, buys and sells distressed real estate here in America. He also has the very popular website, Fabian4Liberty.com. I've given it away. Fabian Calvo, thank you so much for joining us today from California.
Hey, Greg, thanks for having me on. I always enjoy it, and I always enjoy being on USA Watchdog.
Well, good to have you on. First, I want to start with real estate, but I know you know a lot about the economy. You sit across the table from people. Hello, I'm Greg Hunter. Thank you for joining us today on USAWatchdog.com. With us again, Fabian Calvo. Of course, he has the NoteHouse.us, his company, handles $100 million in distressed real estate and debt a year. Also, he has important both YouTube and .com, his internet site with the same name, Fabian4Liberty. Fabian Calvo, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me back, Greg. It's a pleasure.
Well, all the good news with the housing, prices are up, the bottom's in, it's part of the recovery. Is that true? Are we in a housing recovery after the last time you told us that we haven't even scratched the surface of a bottom yet?
Well, we haven't scratched the surface with respect to the distressed debt still out there. Over 20% of homes in Florida, for example, are in foreclosure. Foreclosure rates are still consistently high. There's a tremendous amount of shadow inventory, so there's still a tremendous amount of
Hello, I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to USAWatchdog.com. We have back again Fabian Calvo. Now, for those of you who don't know his credentials, this is a young, smart guy. His business, the NoteHouse.us, handles $100 million in distressed paper and distressed real estate a year. So he's on the front lines about what's going on. Fabian Calvo, thank you for joining us today on USAWatchdog.com.
Always a pleasure, Greg. Thanks for having me on.
Well, we just had the latest Case-Shiller report, and I'm looking at that saying, well, it's up 3% year over year in the 20-city index, and everybody's like, wow, we finally have hit the bottom in the real estate market.
Video is, quite frankly, not only ultra controversial, but it's pretty shocking as well. And it all centers around an event that we are, if not months, a few years away now. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from some of the leading hedge fund managers and private equity fund managers that speak on a regular basis with some of the highest level of government officials, both in central banks and sovereign countries around the world, including the United States. Our politicians right now, the president, and heads of state around the world, including central bankers,
without informing the customers that they're working together. The internet is sort of the dream platform for scammers.
It's all about credibility, people. credibility. If you don't have the ability to assess someone's credibility, then you are done forever in every aspect of your life. You are done. You will be a perpetual, lifelong sucker.
We take this business of waking people up very seriously here at InfoWars.